Are you serious about your health and fitness, but overwhelmed by the conflicting information and BS all over social media? Welcome to Fit Facts. Brought to you by Brandon Pascual and Gabe Erno. With a combined 10 years of training experience, this physical therapist and personal trainer duo bring you the most up-to-date and applicable fitness and lifestyle tips based on the most cutting-edge research, bridged with field experience of what actually works and is sustainable for the long term. Enjoy.
Brandon, what are we talking about
First
today?
of all, we're talking about soreness and how it should not be the goal of your workout.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you know what I'm talking about? So I'm pretty sure in the beginning when we first started working out, we would judge a workout on how well we get sore. I'll tell you right now, one of the first workout programs I followed consistently was P90. No, it wasn't P90. Insanity, the 6-day one. Insanity.
Oh, I've seen that. The bodyweight workout.
Yeah, the bodyweight workout. I did that probably when I was like around 18, 19. It was like during a summer when I came back from college.
Yeah.
But anyways, when I would do that, I would always be super sore the first few weeks. And then the next few weeks, I think my body adapted, of course, and I wasn't as sore. And I thought to myself, I'm like, wow, this shit is not working at all. So what I did was I actually restarted the program and did the first week again.
Yeah.
And then I still got the same effect. Like a few weeks later, I still wasn't sore, but I was like, whatever, I'll just go through it. But anyways, then I started judging more of a workout on soreness still back then. And I'm pretty sure like the common person does that as well.
I think it's super common. I've had tons and tons of clients ask me kind of concerned, like, I'm not very sore. Is that bad? Or I know that a lot of trainers who I personally think are terrible trainers will brag about, like, my client, you're going to be so sore after this workout. You're going to be walking out of, like, limping out of the gym.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like, early on, I did, to an extent, have people do these really intense workouts, kind of thinking that, you know, they would be motivated and like excited because they think the workouts are really effective, and I knew that wasn't necessarily the best way to do it, but I was kind of just feeding into what I thought rather than doing what I should have done, which was just like educate them.
And that was me also as an early trainer. I would always like try to kill my clients pretty much for the first session, so they'll come back to me and they'll even talk about me and be like, oh wow, that trainer got me super sore.
Yeah, but that's just not what we want, right?
Yeah.
Like, soreness is something that is always going to be a part of training. There's going to be elements of it no matter what. But if you're looking to become super sore, that literally has nothing to do with a quality workout. In fact, if you're really sore, you probably did too much. So we're going to jump into right now, like, what does it actually mean to be really sore? Brandon, did you want to take this or should I?
I got it. So pretty much to be sore means that you did a lot of damage or micro tears to the muscle, so the load was a little too much, or whatever exercise you were doing was a little too much, and it could be damaging if you keep trying to get sore for every workout for a week. You know what I mean? So you get micro tears or damage to the muscles, and I mean for the first few days of your program, you should feel that micro tear, but after that micro tear or that soreness, your body needs to recover very well from that soreness. It needs to recover efficiently, because if you just keep trying to work out sore, when you're sore, the muscles are still recovering, so it's not performing as efficient as it would be if it wasn't sore.
Yeah, so like with the whole micro tears, like you get these micro tears, or people think like you tear your muscle back down, you build it back up. So you get these micro tears in the muscle, that causes an inflammatory response in the body, and you get DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. Now, there's a couple things to note about this. Number one, this is super normal when you're starting something that's novel, so like a new training program, or you're coming from a period of inactivity and starting like working out. It's normal to be sore. Like every time I train a client, I let them know like you're gonna be pretty damn sore for the first 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
But soreness is not something that should like perpetuate to a large extent. So like if you're after your workouts a little sore, that's fine, but you don't want it to be like crazy. One of the things to note too is one of the main drivers of this muscle damage is going to be that eccentric phase or that lowering phase of lifting. So like if you've ever noticed you've maybe done like an extra long eccentric, you might notice you're like a little extra sore.
Yeah.
And that's because that eccentric is going to contribute a lot to that. Now soreness and muscle damage is not bad because it's one of the drivers of hypertrophy of what helps us gain muscle, but it's not the only driver, so we don't want to focus only on muscle damage. There's other drivers like mechanical tension, meaning like the load of the weight you're using. What's the third one? It's like metabolic stress. Metabolic stress, and that's just like the different metabolites that accumulate in your muscles after these workouts. So it's not the only driver of hypertrophy. And if we keep like feeling this every single time we're working out, it means that, okay, we're doing too much. Like you said, Brandon, if there's a little soreness, that's fine. But if that soreness is significant going into the next workout, well, your muscles have probably actually at this point stopped building themselves more, because muscle protein synthesis, where you're building more muscle, only occurs for so long. But soreness can go even longer. So now you come into this next workout and you're sore, so you're not going to necessarily be able to perform as well. But that's not good. That's not a good thing.
Exactly, and it could also even lead to like signs of like overtraining. So overtraining just means how it's not really like there's no pure definition of overtraining. It's just a bunch of symptoms, like if you're feeling very tired throughout the day because of your workout program. It could be a bunch of joint pains or ache pains.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of mental fatigue, like you get a lot of brain fog.
For me, I had trouble falling asleep. Like I would be really exhausted and tired, but I just couldn't fall asleep.
And you would even have like a poor appetite also that would accompany with it.
I'm working out so much, I'm wondering why I'm not hungry. Well, your body is just like in this shambles right now, right?
Exactly, because when your muscles are sore, like what you said, it's prioritizing to recover those muscles.
Yeah.
So if you keep trying to chase that soreness, that means you're chasing your body. That means you're telling your body, hey, let's keep trying to push our body all the way until we have to recover, until we have to pretty much keep going through that recovery and breakdown cycle, which you don't want. You want it to be just a recovery, but not that much breaking down, if that makes sense.
You want to be like building. You want to be in a state of anabolism, of rebuilding and building new muscle tissue. When you're overtrained like that, you're going to be in that fight or flight stage, cortisol rushing through your body, where at that moment your body's just like, let's just try to like repair all this and just find some sort of homeostasis. Your body's not thinking, let's pack on new muscle tissue.
Yeah.
So that, like, when you chase soreness, one of the best ways to become really sore is to do more than your body needs. What is another really good way to become sore? To constantly do novel things.
Yep.
Well, first of all, doing more than your body needs, obviously not conducive to great progress. Constantly doing novel things is also not conducive to good progress, because an element of proper programming for gaining muscle or strength is going to be a certain level of repetitiveness. You want to be able to progress these exercises and get stronger at them, so you need to do them on a consistent basis. Because you're doing them consistently, there's going to be a level of adaptation where your body's not going to be quite as sore. But if you hear that, oh, my body's not as sore, that means I need to switch things up, and you're only a week or 2 weeks into your program like you would do with P90X, well, you're actually impeding your progress. So again, guys, just soreness is not what we want to focus on. Brandon, let's talk about some good indicators that we should focus on, right?
Yep, so instead of thinking about a workout being successful with how sore you get after, you should really keep track or notice if you made any strength gains. Either you were able to bench press a little more than you did last week, or you were able to do like plus 2 reps more or plus 3 reps more from last week. So that's one indicator to see if a workout is successful.
Are you getting stronger?
I'm getting stronger, exactly.
And I was
going to mention the second point, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say some other good indicators that I'm not sure if we have down or not are, how's the quality of sleep? Like, how are you feeling overall? Do you feel more energized and vitalized and just overall better because of these workouts? Are they increasing your quality of life? If so, that's a good sign. Do you feel like maybe you're kind of nearing that overtraining thing? Like you just feel tired all the time, sluggish, like you're really like dreading going to the gym? Well, at that point, you're probably doing too much. So if you look that you're progressing in strength, and you feel good, those are two really good signs.
Yeah, especially if you have a lot of energy after you've done a workout. That's actually a really good sign, because a lot of people, they'll go into a workout saying, oh, I'm going to give it my all in this workout, and I want to leave this workout like I'm not able to walk.
Yeah.
I want to crawl out of the gym. And that's really not a good sustainable way to view your workout or even do a consistent workout program. Because you could honestly definitely not give your body the efficient recovery, and you'll probably get hurt in the long run.
Totally. And also, like, one kind of nuance about that, because I agree with what you said, but like a little nuance is some people will do too much for their body, destroy themselves. And like after the workout for maybe 30 to 60 minutes, all that cortisol rushing through their body, it kind of feels good. Like you get some like endorphin rush. So like they'll be like, I feel really good, But then like think like generally like, okay, other than that, they feel like shit because they're doing too much. So like when you're working out properly, not only will you get a little boost after your workout, but you'll feel good generally.
Yep, even like throughout the day, if you plan to do your workout in the morning, you'll definitely notice the effects if you've done a successful workout throughout the day. Like you're able to be more talkative, you're more social, you're more productive.
Totally.
So those are some other things that you can look at. Also, another good indicator for a successful workout are the improvements in your body mechanics or the quality of movement of certain exercises that you do. So if you're working out with someone or if you film yourself, you could notice like how you squatted on week 1 versus week 2. You know what I mean? So, or even like a day by day changes. So day 1 squat, then day 2 squats. So
totally,
you'll notice like, oh, maybe I saw my squat improve better because I was warmed up more. My muscles were primed. I did the proper technique. So that's probably a successful workout for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all about just gaining numbers on the bar, right? There's other ways to improve as well, and becoming more proficient with technique is such an amazing way. I actually like think back to when I was in high school. I really like got in love with weightlifting, and I just wanted to get as strong as I could. So I went on the internet. I think I've told this on the podcast before, but I found this routine, a powerlifting routine, and I saw like the beginner routines, some of the more intermediate like 3x5, 5x5 routines. And this one was called like Mad Cow 5x5, and it was like very good reviews on this routine. But what I didn't understand was it was too much for me. So I remember one time I did a workout, very high volume, lots of weight, lots of sets, lots of reps, and like my legs were just shot. And I had definitely entered that overtraining phase. And I remember like trying to fall asleep at night, and my legs were just shaking, like just like shaking, and I couldn't fall asleep, and it hurt. And I was like, well, there's nothing wrong with this. Now looking back, I realized I did too much. And even like, I used to get sick a lot in high school.
That is another.
And I just look back at like, wow, like I pat myself on the back. I was very disciplined. Like if I had to do a routine, I would do it. But I just remember like coming home from like, I had school, and then on Fridays I would like work at this restaurant, come home at like, I think 11:30 p.m. Yeah. And then I was like, I have to get my workout. And then I worked out from 11:30 p.m. until 2 a.m.
Jeez, dude.
That's a lot. Wait, 11:30, 12:30, till 1 a.m.
Yeah, still.
And then I'm like, looking back, like, how did I not see that this was too much? I'm getting sick all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't until later when I found this like very simple beginner program where instead of doing like 5 sets of 5, it was like 2 sets of 5 reps, and I became the strongest I'd ever been by doing less, because I wasn't just like trying to get sore at all times. I looked at other metrics. How was my performance? Exactly. Am I like not getting sick all the time anymore?
Yeah, it's crazy how exercise could translate to depressing your immune system if you push it to an extent.
Yeah,
it's because of so much stress that you're giving your body. That stress has to be combated by kind of suppressing everything else in your body, and that includes your immune system. Unfortunately.
Totally. And I mean, if we look at some of our most successful clients, I know you were telling me like some of your most successful clients have never been sore. Yeah. And I've definitely experienced the same thing. Like I have this one client, I think about him, he's been working out with me for about 2 years now. He's made amazing progress, and he will mention soreness maybe like once every 3 weeks. And when he does, he'll be like, it's a little sore, nothing that bad, because we're just doing like that right amount for him. He has consistently made progress. He's continued to. He loves the results he's getting, and he's really not that sore most of the time.
Exactly, and that's like that sweet spot that we were talking about, to where you want to be like a little sore, but not too sore after a workout, and you'll still make great gains. Because like a lot of my successful clients, same as you, I'll always ask them like, oh, how's your back feeling after that workout? How are your legs feeling? Yeah. And then I literally like, I felt like I overdid the workout the previous session, so I'm always like holding my breath. I'm like, hopefully you're not sore, hopefully you're not sore. And then he or she will be like, oh, it's not that bad. I could still move. Not too sore. I'm like, all right, cool. Totally. So yeah, that's a good way to kind of even be consistent with like full body workouts. Because if you try to do a full body program with your client or for yourself, if you're sore all the time with full body, that's probably going to impede your results even more and extend that length for you to reach your fitness goals.
Totally. And a little bonus, I don't know if we mentioned this, but when you're really sore, your injury risk is going to go up.
Exactly, because those muscles in order to like do a certain movement properly, safely, you want certain muscles, like your stabilizer muscles, to be on and at its like top shape or top tier shape. And when you're sore, those muscles are still recovering. So if you try to do a movement, especially if you're new to that movement, like let's say a deadlift, for example, and your stabilizers aren't properly recovered, and you try to like do another 3 rep max, oh, you're for sure not going to do it correctly, and you might injure your back.
Totally.
Yep.
Totally. So, Brandon, do you have anything else to add before we wrap up this amazing episode?
I would say don't chase soreness.
Yeah, just guys, don't chase soreness. If you want the best progress, you don't need to chase soreness. I know sometimes it can feel kind of wrong. Like, what is going on? Like, is the workout all right? If you're making progress, if you see results, you don't need to be sore. Like, that's just what it is.
Exactly. And if you guys have any stories you want to share with us about how you were super sore one day, you had to go to the ER, or maybe you weren't able to walk, let us know in the comments, send us a DM maybe. But definitely share this with someone who keeps bragging about how sore their workout is.
Let them know they're shooting themselves in the foot, and they could make a lot better progress if they stop focusing on soreness.
Exactly.
Until next time, I'm Gabe.
I'm Brandon.
And this is Fit Facts. Peace.
Peace.